Good news everybody, today is Friday, which means three things. 1, it's time for some ArgleBargle. 2, the weekend's just around the corner. And 3, no, I'm not going to be doing a Rebecca Black cover. Now, if you recall back to last fortnight's video, the November ArgleBargle that I did, I asked you all to submit your questions, and lo and behold, you actually have. The reason I sound so surprised by this is because I've got a low standard of expectation. So, you know, even if just one person leaves a comment, it's like, yes, I am the greatest YouTuber in the world! And to be honest, in my opinion, it's kind of humiliating to write your own questions for your own question and answer. It's like signing your own Christmas cards from yourself. Not like I do that or anything at all, obviously. Anyway, I've got all the questions here, so yeah, let's rock and roll and get to answering some of them. So first up is a pretty decent opening question from CDNO416 who asks, how did I get my name? If we're talking IRL, I don't have much say in the matter because, you know, I can't speak when I'm first born, so that decision was way out of my hands. I assume though we're talking about the gamer tag here and it's quite a story, so you'll have to bear with me. You might want to pull up a chair and get yourself comfortable. It started off on the Xbox, obviously, and you know how it is. It starts off, you just want to slap some people around on Modern Warfare 2, but you have to suggest an Xbox gamer tag, and then you put in your name, and someone else has taken it, then you have to put numbers on the end of it, yada yada yada, so got all that done and dusted. And when it comes to the objective on games like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops around the time, I was very much a person who would always sprint for B, every single time, just go straight to that flag, it is my house, I live here, nobody is allowed to intrude. However, at the time, I'd reached that point in those kind of games where it's like, you know what, stuff progress, don't need to do that, I'm just going to have fun. So every time I was playing in objective mode, I was always running Akimbo Deagles if I was on Modern Warfare 2, or I was running Dual Pythons if I was on Black Ops. So as you can imagine, my KD took a battering quite a lot of the time, but I couldn't care less because I was capping the objective, I was having a whale of a time. Now at the same time, being a wrestling fan, there was a bit of a change in the commentary style of the WWE, and they brought Michael Cole over to do commentary. The guy can get heat, but in the history of commentating, it is the worst decision ever, because the guy's bland as anything. All he does is sit there and goes, troll, troll, troll. Anyway, what he used to do, or still does to this day, is whenever someone did a classic move, you know, one that leads up to their finisher, moves to sort of wrap up a match, he would refer to it as a vintage moment, so it'd be like vintage Undertaker or vintage Triple H. Then came that monumental game of domination, the one where the two streams crossed over. I was running for B, my traditional Deagle rush at the time, and everyone's like, oh, he's off for B, that's vintage BAARON. Yes, it is. I mean, at the time, I changed my gamer tag to that as a bit of a rib at my friend for saying it, but no, it stuck with me, and it's pretty damn classy, I think. So, yeah, that's where the gamer tag came from, and that's pretty much where the old vintage BAARON thing came from. Next up is a question from iRage. He asks, will I be his best friend? Yeah, go on then. Only on 2 conditions. I'm sorry I have to put these conditions in, namely because of slightly bad and awkward scenarios that have arisen in the past. It's another story for another video, trust me, it's a good one. Anyway, those conditions. 1, you don't go around flaunting around my friendship and using it to your own devices, but that's sort of to do with the whole awkward scenario I'm in at the moment. And 2, you give me all your jammy dodgers. The whole jammy dodger thing is just a sign of commitment, you know, friendship's a big thing, I can't just go flaunting it around, I'm very delicate inside, I don't want to be upset. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm very hungry at the moment and I'm slightly addicted to those sweet, delicious, biscuity, jammy morsels. Next up, and I hope I pronounced this name right, is Nikolai Belensky, who asks why I never put tags on videos. I actually do use tags in my videos, but I just don't think you can see them anymore. I think what's happened is the powers that be, you know, the guys behind YouTube, despite breaking YouTube recently, is they've hidden them away so people can't see what words are trending and then piggyback off the views that are brought in by using those words in their own tag box. I think that's it anyway, I'm not entirely sure, I'm not a massive techno wizard when it comes to YouTube and the internet. Although in saying that, I do want to congratulate YouTube on making me bookmark my own YouTube inbox, because I can't directly access it from the YouTube front page. Well played, lads. Red Hamu SLA asks those hard-hitting questions, the one that really defines a person and their character. First up, Enrique Iglesias or Justin Bieber sexually? Well, it's got to be Enrique Iglesias, obviously, surely. I mean, being bummed by Justin Bieber can't do anything for your reputation. Well, that, and if you think about it, I'd rather have the sweet Spanish nothings whispered into my ear by Enrique Iglesias than have to cope with the high-pitched incessant wailing of Justin Bieber every 3 seconds. Well, now that my reputation's in tatters, he also asks, if I've ever been out of England, where's my favourite country/city and why? Hands down, at this moment in time, has to be Ireland, more specifically the south of Ireland. Oh, it's just stunning to take in all the countryside around you, just to chill out and be away from the hustle and bustle of everything that's going off in the cities over here. Finally, he asks, what's my favourite food? Tricky question that, considering I eat pretty much everything that's put in front of me. I shouldn't laugh though, because I weighed myself the other day. I should be about 12 stone, I'm about 14. Such a fatty. Anyway, favourite food? I'm going to have to stick with the Sunday roast. I'm sorry, I'm a traditionalist, but there's no better feeling than knowing you're coming home to a massive plate of like chicken and sausages and potato and gravy and Yorkies and veg, and it's like, oh, this is bliss. More so now because we're moving towards Christmas, so now we get pigs in a blanket, and it's like, oh, pigs in the blanket, as we call it in our house. I think those and just a massive tray of stuffing, and I'll be sorted for life, to be honest. Next up, Robert Finch asks, why are you so awesome? I think honestly it's because I'm a Burke, and I'm not afraid to admit that. If you want to know what a Burke is, basically when I was growing up, there was a kids program on TV called Roger and the Rotten Trolls. Roger was a kid, he befriended a group of trolls, became their king, and there was a sheep in there that was in possession of some weird magical military technique. Whenever he chanted Jim Jar Waha, someone would fall off their bike. Not quite sure why I went into so much detail about Commander Harris, because that point is totally irrelevant. What I want to talk about is within the group of trolls, there was one troll that kept trying to do the right thing, he was there to have fun, tried to help out, but he kept fluffing it up every single time. So much so, everyone called him a Burke. And that's me at the end of the day with these commentaries. So yeah, I'll do a commentary, yeah, I'll make mistakes, but at the end of the day, I'll be genuine about it, I won't try to cover it up. I'm just here to have a bit of fun, and I think both of those things are reflected in my personality and my style, and in turn when people watch my videos, that's what they like about my commentaries. I'm not trying to be all MLG serious monotone commentator here, I'm just doing the stuff I love, and I think people see that coming through in the commentaries. Adam Venom Studios asks, if you were a soldier and you're going to fight for your country, what camo would you use? And I assume with all the lols I've got some sort of creative control here as well. Right, what I would do, if it was physically possible, is have a camo that looks like a business suit. And then I would have a bowler hat, which would be my helmet obviously, briefcase that would carry extra ammunition, my umbrella, which would be an assault rifle, and then to top it all off, I would probably walk around with a really broad old-fashioned English accent. You know, the kind of pip pip tally-ho, off we go. He also asks if I play any instruments, which I don't, but I do have a warble in the shower in my bedroom if there's nobody about to hear it, which thankfully there usually isn't because I do screech like a cat at times. And finally he asks what's my favourite band / song. Now I don't tend to do bands so much, it's more songs really I go by, but there is one artist I'm really into at the moment called Frank Turner. Now he used to front a punk rock band, but now he does a lot more acoustic stuff and his albums are pure genius. The one song I'm into at the moment, which is done by him, is called Journey of the Magi. It's really kind of travelling music, you know, you'd get on a bus, well I would anyway because I can't drive that good or at all, and you know, put my headphones in, play that, and it really accompanies the travel, especially in the winter time when the nights get in sooner and it gets a bit darker earlier. It's really good accompanying music, so yeah, I'd say that. Soul Rocks Teddy asked, do I listen to Star Talk Radio? Because apparently it's quite an interesting show. Now unfortunately I don't, but recently I have grown fond of watching programmes where it goes into the past of Britain, how things worked. In fact there is one programme called that, How Britain Works. And in that what happens is Guy Martin, who's a big superbike racer, he fixes lorry engines, things like that. He goes around different parts of England restoring things from the past. So recently he did a Victorian pier, he did a steam engine before. New episode I'm going to watch, which I haven't got around to yet, he goes into the coal mines to learn how that all worked in the past, all the dangers involved, and it's a pretty damn interesting thing, and it makes you realise also just how easy things are nowadays compared to the way things were in the past. Next up is my friend Peter. Hey Peter! And he asks why so serious. Let me tell you why I'm so serious. My father was a drinker and a fiend. He also asks more Borderlands, which I've only just noticed now looking through the comments, he's actually spelled that wrong. Well played, Pete, well played. One up. Possibly, but I think what it is everyone keeps beating me to the punch, but there's still 3 DLCs, so you never know, you never know. Finally, to close out the video, Gaming with Mac is coming into my questions, which makes a rather refreshing but sticky change to the normal course of things. And he asks what's my favourite and least favourite word. Least favourite word, without a shadow of a doubt. Nice. There is something about that word that just really grinds at me, you know, it just sounds so tacky, so forced. It's like when you want to try and compliment someone, but you don't really want to admit what they've done is horrible. It's like, what a nice picture you've drawn. As you can tell, my artistic skills were never praised or encouraged while I was at school. They just threw me in with the Lego and expected me to bide my time while everyone else was drawing fancy dogs. Fancy dogs, I don't know where that came from. My favourite word, on the other hand, though, moist. Moist is an amazing word. Yes, I know it may freak people out because they don't like the sound of it. To me, when you say it, there's a real satisfaction. Moist. It's like, oh, it's like it rolls off the tongue. Also, if you elongate the M, it sounds even better. Do it with me. Moist. Moist. It's amazing. I'm going to have a whale of a time now just saying that for the rest of the night. The only problem is you can't use it too often outside of the realm of food, so I might have to start substituting compliments with the word moist. It's like, did you see that goal Ronaldo scored? That was really moist. Or did you see that girl in town? She was looking really moist. In fact, no. Let's not use that one for people, because it gets rather awkward, doesn't it? Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. I know I bloody well did it. I didn't realise it'd be as entertaining when I got into it, but no, it's been a proper laugh. And I hope you enjoyed the gameplay in the background. Just to clarify, I know a lot of you probably already know what it is, but there is some Halo 4 in the background, a couple of games of Regicide, and I think it's Infinity Slayer. But no, Halo 4 is moist. I have not played a Halo game before, and I honestly think I've been missing out, to be honest. But it's nice to have a game that's a bit of a challenge, and I definitely will be posting up some more Halo 4, I reckon. Speaking of future videos, that's where I'll be seeing you next time, so take care of yourselves, people, and I will see you all later.